Sean Morley, a letter has come in the post.
What, to me?
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
It says on it, Sean Morley.
Yeah, this will be bad. I hate receiving posts. It's literally never anything good.
Well, it could be. It could be. It just says Sean Morley on it. It doesn't have your address, so it's confusing how it got here. And then around the edges of the letter, it's got it's gold.
What, like actual someone's done some gold leaf?
Yeah.
Makes me think I'm really in trouble with someone very important.
It could be good.
I think a rich bully's found me. One of my bullies from school's got rich. They put the gold on to intimidate me.
What do you think they might do? What do you think could be within?
Okay, if it doesn't have an address, it's not from like the council or whatever. Like I'm not in trouble for tax or something. The fact they put gold leaf on it means it's going to be haughty. And if someone really posh is getting in touch with me, I'm 100% in trouble.
Could be good trouble.
Good trouble. When is it good to be in trouble?
When what you've done is funny.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say when what you've done is bad and it is good for you to be corrected. God, I don't have that perspective on the world. I don't have that perspective. If I'm bad, I don't want to be corrected. I want to be me.
You might have just done something the man doesn't like and got in trouble with the man, capital T.
Yeah, sorry, Jack. That's my concern, isn't it? That's what I've said is my fear.
It might. I think it's going to be nice. I think it might be nice.
Well, I'm not going to throw it out without reading it, just because I want to go to sleep tonight, but I do it reluctantly.
I think you need to open it. And also, can I just give you an additional piece of information?
Yeah.
You can hear outside a helicopter.
I just would have no reason to connect those two. I mean, now, obviously, I am going to, but if I was in the scenario, I would not. A and B, unrelated phenomena. Now, obviously, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, so someone's accurately thrown this. There's no helipad by my house.
They've landed in the road.
That explains the pile-up. Okay, so now phenomena A, B, and C are all coming together.
Yeah. There's someone's knocking on the door and said,
"Please, Mr. Morley, read the letter, because the cars are getting angry with us."
The pilot will continue as long as I leave the letter sheathed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm opening the letter. Marigold's on. Remove the letter with a tweezer. I'm pointing my head at the letter. What's happening? What's my eyes seeing?
It's got a multiple-page contract, but I'll summarise the essence of it so you can just click.
Thank God.
TLDR. The terms and conditions. It turns out you have a long-lost granddad, Morley Senior.
And what's happened now? Is he found or is he dead?
He's died.
Okay, found. Found, then died.
He's died. And he has bequeathed you Morlcorp.
Oh, what a mixed blessing.
Redistribution Party. Redistribution Party.
Print on the letter that says it must be read as part of the terms and conditions. It says, "Welcome to Mandatory Redistribution Party. I'm Jack Lewis Evans." Weird, I didn't write this letter. And this letter is addressed to Sean Morley. That's you. It says, "Please support the podcast by sharing the episode on social media, leaving us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast application, or helping us out at patreon.com/mandatory redistribution party." Then it just says, get back to the key premise, which is that you, Sean, have been bequeathed a multinational corporation.
Yeah, okay, Friedrich Engels simulator.
Okay. You are now the CEO of a multi-billion-pound international corporation.
Mixed feelings.
It's a conglomerate. It's got money and everything. It's got name some businesses.
Pringles.
It's got a crisp company.
Michelin.
Tires. Yeah, you're making them.
And the reviews and the restaurant reviews.
Is that the same? Is that the tire company?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing that.
I think the history of it is
people drive to restaurants.
There you go.
Is that it?
I think it's something like that. Yeah,
That's
it was
mad.
Michelin, same company.
Yeah, you came up with that.
Oh, sick. Wheatos?
You have got a cereal, but it's legally distinct from these brands you've been referencing. So there's the Mall star rating. No, it's not as popular, I will be honest, but you do sell tires.
Yeah, we've got chocolate Dr. Toroids.
Instead of Pringles, there's Mingles.
Oof. I think Pringles actually released a product called Mingles.
Oh.
Yeah, they were like a more grown-up Pringle.
Yeah, and you made a lot of
for
money
networking
from suing
people.
them.
Oh, that's nice.
Oil,
Okay, yeah.
gas,
Okay.
media.
Oh, yeah. What media? Go on. What media do we own?
You've got a red top.
Ceramics.
You've got mixed media. You've got a red top newspaper in the UK.
Okay.
That's
Wanna give it a
fiercely
name?
reactionary. The Moon.
Yeah. Nice.
Moore's Moon.
Yeah, Morley's Moon News. Just checking the MMA.
And then you've got another sort of higher brow reactionary newspaper just called The Place. You've also, in America, you've got a TV news station called Badger.
Yeah. Badger News.
Fiercely reactionary.
Okay, so I've been nepotistically vaulted to the very top of this corporation.
You're the only person the granddad you didn't know trusted. Because you're the only person in the family that hadn't betrayed him.
Yeah, I didn't know I had a granddad.
Yeah.
I mean, I could obviously logically work out
Yes.
one must have fit in some way. I'm not, I am an adult. I understand. So here's like a legal question you may or may not know the answer to, but if someone just bequeaths stuff to you, can you dodge that? If I own a little pen shop, I just sell biros, and I die, and I just bequeath it to,
Say no thanks.
And I could just pick a random family member. Oof, they've inherited this pen shop and all the debt and stuff. Can someone dodge out of the way?
Yeah, you can
do a roll.
You can not have it. You cannot have it.
Yeah, no tar.
Reject
What
to
happens
bequeath.
then?
I think
Does
it
the
goes to the
state
next
just take
person.
it?
Either maybe the state takes it, or if there's another person who could take it.
Oh, right. So everyone, just like the royal family, has this line of if not them, then them, then them, then them. And then it will go to a hairdresser you want visited.
It depends if they've put it. It's that's what a will is, isn't it? That's a will does that.
What is a flowchart of everyone who gets to own the biro emporium?
If you want to.
Okay.
If you want to, you can put that in your will.
If you want to, yeah. If wanted,
Flowchart.
and all the flowchart arrows, if they want it, it just leaves these big circles they got it then.
Yeah. Part of the flowchart, some people it says you offer it to them, but even if they say yeah, you go, no, you can't have it.
Oh, yeah, that would be really good.
No pencil shot for you.
Yeah, solicitor being paid absolutely through the nose to go through the whole of your family to be like, do you want this pen shop? Well, you can't.
A knock at the door.
Mr. Morley, sir, there really is quite a lot of traffic building up.
Sorry. Okay, Morlcorp, sign me up.
Okay, you exit your abode and you are rushed onto the helicopter. The helicopter ascends over the city and flies
being
to
wonkered.
the biggest skyscraper in the city, lands on the top, gets you out, and you are rushed into your office. And then they just say,
Orders, Mr. Morley.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Then stand like the royal guard waiting for instructions.
you are now one of the most powerful business people on planet Earth.
Yeah, do you think I can get them to call me Sean?
Yeah, you could just ask.
Yeah, can you call me Sean, please?
Of course, Mr. Morley, sir.
Can we dissolve the company?
We can do anything you want, Mr. Morley, sir. Sorry, Sean, sir Morley.
You know how people always criticise Batman of being like, why are you dealing with mentally ill street thugs when you own all this money? Surely you could do more social good with the money.
Isn't the thing with Batman that he actually does have quite a lot of charitable endeavours?
Doesn't matter though, does he? Because he's still a billionaire.
Well, sure, but isn't he spending all that money on hospitals and children's homes and stuff? Isn't that quite a big bit of Batman?
I don't know. I just know he carries a big bomb down to the pier. His only friend is a young boy and an old man.
Yeah, this is true.
He spends a lot of his money on boomerangs.
He does spend a lot of his money on boomerangs, yeah.
And I just think you can't justify all of that.
Do you want to be a Batman?
Well, no. My point was. No. Jesus.
Okay, that's not the way I was expecting this to go.
No, I'm thinking that.
Do you want to be a Batman that fights capitalism?
No, not at all. How do you?
Do you want to be a billionaire that dresses as a bat and hunts and kills other CEOs, thus helping your business and the world?
Well,
that
first, I don't
mad.
want to. I'm not going to.
Well, why are you going on about it then?
Well, let me explain. Because people go, well, Batman should just be he's got all this money. He should just focus on the money has more efficacy than any individual's two fists. So if he was in that position, he can do more.
You think that would stop the Joker?
I think you could stop the Joker with enough money, yeah. All right, I'm going to show a lot of my Batman ignorance here. Something which in no other time in my life have I felt embarrassed about.
The Bat fans in the audience are going to be fuming.
Come at me, I'll recover. I've got miraculous healing abilities. Why couldn't someone else just be the Batman? Batman is nothing inherent to the Batman, so you could pay. He's got enough money probably to have a few Batmen, and they could be the Batmen and Bat people.
That's interesting.
All right, I'll do that.
You do want to set up some vigilantes. That's your first act.
Well, they're not. Well, hang on. I should probably use my power to talk to politicians and get them state sanctioned, so they're not vigilantes. I want them to be legit.
What does that mean?
Well,
legit.
What's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference between a vigilante and
A cop.
Yeah, it's whether it's recognised by the state.
Okay.
Except this would only go for systemic violence. Anyone who perpetuates systemic violence.
And they get vigilanted. But which state is going to back you up on this?
Well, first I'm going to talk to the local council.
No. I think you've got to keep this off the books, mate.
Oh, I think with enough money, my weird militia of people dressed not as bats, because people be like, oh, it carries all the baggage of Batman.
What's your animal?
Well, it's not Batman.
What's your animal?
Does it have to be an animal?
It can be anything.
What?
How are you going to recruit these heroes? Is Robin? You recruited Robin from a circus?
Honestly, I have no idea. I just assumed he found Robin sad on a bench.
I think there's multiple Robins, but one of them's
so
from a
it's a title.
circus.
Yeah.
I think you get promoted from Robin to Nightwing.
Oh, so he's got like a little army and it's got tiers and promotions and stuff.
There's Batwoman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin.
I just presumed that whether you were Batwoman or Batman just is based on your sex.
I think there's an owl somewhere. We'll have to email Alan Moore.
Well, I really want to stress I don't feel beholden to what Batman has or hasn't done.
You went straight to Batman.
I wanted to contrast myself against Batman, and look what's happened. I've been caught in the orbit of it.
Yeah, I've done it. But well, you can junk that. You can put a pin in that. You don't have to have.
I still want little vigilantes. Yeah, well,
I think if you're a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, you're going to need
muscle.
You need some people to sort stuff out for you. Do you know what I mean? Off the books.
I needed someone with a garrote.
that you officially don't know about.
I've never met them.
Yeah.
I don't even know who gave them that garrote. They probably found that garrote on the subway. So as a corporation, we don't really do anything distinct, right? We're just an umbrella thing that deals in pure financialization of other companies.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you do stuff. You kind of you poison the planet through the oil and gas you're extracting, and you also poison the culture through the media you own. So you are doing some stuff that is bad whilst making a lot of money.
Okay, well, first, make a list of everything from evil to neutral. And then just deviate the economic activity that's most evil to the most good.
Okay. So
all the oil should just become renewables. All the prisons should become playgrounds. Mm-hmm. All the militias should become social workers. The militias are loose. Sorry, you've only just started getting your garrote and I'm retraining you. Sorry. My granddad died. What else is pure evil? I think the media corporation probably should become what's like the good version of media.
Tough, innit?
I don't think there is one.
No.
There's nothing good that's also
bad.
Media. Yeah.
You
just a playground. Just community centres. Just let communities make their own media. They can just share their ceramics around.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's very angry, Sean. The emails are coming in.
Why are they angry? Start with the top email.
All the people that worked for all the things you've just shut down that have lost their jobs are very angry and sad.
No one's losing their jobs.
Okay.
I want the entire crew of that media company. They can maintain the playground.
Right.
Or they can expand the playground.
So
they can make a
Badger
skate
News,
park.
the really anti-migrant host of Big Star of Badger News, is now in charge of a playground.
Yeah, huge playground. They'll be important. They'll be considered important. The playground's massive.
But they're racist. Is that okay?
Well, okay, so I'm as powerful as a person can get, right? So how do I solve that? Can I re-educate them? Send them to enough little meetings, sort of a mandatory meeting, everyone in the playground.
They don't want to do that.
It's mandatory, it's work. Sorry. You've got to go to the mandatory stuff.
They've gone to a rival reactionary media company. All the advertisers have pulled out of everything. The company's tanking. There's a big screen in the room you're in. There's a big red line on the graph that's just going vertically down.
That's fine, isn't it? That doesn't bother me. Why do I care? Hang on, can you just put like a clean million just into some sort of little fund that when this is all over?
It's already gone. There's
what, even just a kind of a clean million? Just a clean million just to retire on?
You're in an immense amount of debt.
I've only been here a few seconds.
Yeah, you've made some bad decisions.
Well, just bankrupt the whole place. Just bankrupt it all. Gone. Oh, well. Easy come, easy go. I'll go back to my old house. The tenancy's probably still going. I'm still paying rent on the old place. I'll walk. Bankrupt it. Just bankrupt junk it.
The company is going to get assets stripped. Fine. And the community centres, that you announced but didn't actually happen don't happen, and Badger Corp News, the reactionary news channel, comes back on the screens, pumping out its spite. The red top reactionary newspaper continues to pump its poison out. The oil fields reopen, the gas reopens, and you have lost all your money. For a brief moment, you were one of the most powerful people in the world, and it is over now.
I should have done the militia. I should have been violent. I should have used violence.
Against who?
I don't know.
It's really funny to be like, I should have used the militia. What for? I don't know. It's just my instinct.
Well, at the time I was thinking, there's no point killing anyone because the role of individuals is pretty minor, right? They'll be replaced. But that's also true for all the companies. It's true of the media companies as well. Well, what can you do? What could... let me think.
Great news, friends. We've had it all wrong. Corporations, the profit-leeching leviathans of capitalism, have actually been doing socialism this whole time. This is a gut-busting revelation, one that would make Karl Marx himself bust his guts. After the collapse of the USSR, it seemed the idea of a planned economy was trashed, debunked, and junked into the pedal bin of history. The invisible hand of the market has triumphed, and history is over, your dad declared. But yet again, Dad was lying. The Soviet-style command economy is characterised by central planning and control over production and distribution. Free market capitalism relies on competition, not planned but guided by the ever-changing invisible hands of the market. Free markets dunked planning into the trash because only competition fosters innovation. Only competition drives up quality and drives down prices. Only competition dynamically responds to consumer choice. Every purchase, every new business idea, a vote in a living economic democracy. Only the miracle of free market competition can give us skyscrapers of luxury flats with people sleeping rough outside, and water company executives sailing yachts on waters they've poisoned with piss. And we all know capitalist businesses run on pure competition. Think of a typical visit to Tesco. You'll hear 6 butchers screaming across the floor, all trying to sell you the cheapest wafer-thin pig.
Mine's wetter.
Mine's still alive.
At the self-service checkout, everyone's haggling with an AI. There's 22 managers in each store who scour eBay and Costco for next week's stock. On my last visit to Tesco, I witnessed a man summarily executed on the roof. His crime? He asked if they could plan next week's shifts as it might help him arrange childcare. That's not free market talk. That's not competition thinking. That's communism. I am, of course, being silly. Big businesses like Tesco don't apply the philosophy of free market competition inside the company. They'll use it to justify low pay and price hikes, but inside the company, they're a planned economy, a little USSR with a CEO instead of an Uncle Joe. Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, everything these mega corporations do is planned. They're obsessed with data because it lets them plan. Tesco want you to get a club card so they know exactly what you buy and exactly when you buy it, so they can plan. Amazon doesn't just track your purchases but uses cookies online to see what other sites you go to so they can plan. TikTok knows when and where you poo. Inside a large capitalist business, they are defined by planning. Algorithms, centralised decision making. They coordinate and optimise production, distribution, staffing and pricing. If your definition of socialism is a planned economy, Amazon Jeff is socialist AF. The CEO dictates what to produce, how, when and for whom. It's a Soviet command economy, but with ergonomic office chairs. If your definition of socialism is just a planned economy, though, I am sad because you are wrong. These mega corporations coordinate and optimise production, distribution, staffing and pricing in pursuit of one goal: profit. Dear listener, a question rides through my brain flesh like a lost worm. Can a corporation be socialist if its leader is your cat vegan? Because you are. If a tree falls in a forest but Stalin chopped it down, is that communism? An individual socialist CEO would still be legally obliged to shareholders try and maximise profits. They would still face the competitive pressures of a capitalist market. The bottom line, profit, the motive, more profit. Can a corporation be socialist? When pigs fly in a zero-emissions, renewable energy-powered plane, can a CEO be a socialist leader? When a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow becomes a common treasury, competition in a capitalist market is competition to maximise profit. The system, the rules of the game, they're rigged towards profit, exploitation, and the relentless pursuit of growth. However, is there hope in these mega corporations, in their ability to plan, respond, and innovate in pursuit of profit? Does that suggest such systems might be harnessed for greater ends? Plan not for profit, but for people and our environment? Critics of central planning in the 20th century argued it was impossible because of the scale. The enormous number of calculations needed to establish an allocation plan wouldn't work. But capitalist companies demonstrate that it can, on a massive scale. Critics of central planning argued if we could manage the calculations for a planned economy, it would be impossible for planners to gather all necessary data. But capitalist big data shows it can. But these techniques and technologies are currently used in pursuit of profit. They are used to death march us towards social and ecological catastrophe. If workers, not one CEO but the working class, seize the means of production, distribution and exchange, might we then be able to plan for a better world? Can we bend capitalist means to socialist ends?
What can you do? What could... Let me think.
You can go back. We'll rewind. You're back in the. You're back at the top of the company. You remain CEO. The line has not yet tanked into the dirt.
Okay, I think murdering's out of the question because I just have to...
quite bad, I think.
Well, just because the people would be replaced. I'm not solving anything, right? And I'll just have to kill everyone. And then it'll just be me, and I'll be lonely.
Do you think you could make the company socialist? Do you think you could make an international conglomerate socialist?
Okay, so you'd have to do... The problem is you'd have to do incrementalism. And I think in the process of doing some sort of incremental change, you'll just hit some kind of hard barrier at some point. And you're like, well...
Well, barriers could you hit? It could work. You could do instrumentalism. It could be instant.
Okay, what's my first instant incra?
I don't know. How do you make a company socialist? Is it even possible?
Oh, can I stealth fund the union? Can I bank wire transfer around the back and give the union an incredible amount of power and money and resources? Can I give them the militia? No, they'll kill me. No. Take that.
They might not.
No, take that.
You could write on the money. You could write on the money.
Militia me. No, too risky. Because if I was the head of the union, I'd kill me.
Okay, Mr. Morley, sir. Okay, Mr. Morley. We'll give them money, but we won't give them the militia.
Yeah.
Would you like us to say to them, don't make a militia with this? Because I'm worried that if we tell them that, that's what they'll do.
Tell my militia just to keep an eye on the union, but only if they make it. They're not to do anything. Garrots at standby. Only if the union make it. Nah, just let the union do it. They're like, I don't care. Just whatever.
Okay.
I double my militia, and they just circle around my office. I'm incredibly paranoid. Okay.
I love that. You are really paranoid. I love it.
I don't want to die. I had such a bad first run.
Yeah.
I felt like I died instantly. I think the union would kill me because that makes sense. But I think, and they shouldn't know the money's from me. So I think I should just get paranoid. I'm paranoid. And also, what helps sell the idea that they've gotten this money from some third party benefactor than the boss being so paranoid now. I want those... that medieval warfare thing where you just sharpen a log and then stick the non-sharpened part into the ground at like a 45-degree angle. The upper floor of the skyscraper's covered in those. I think they're traditionally for horses and tanks and stuff, probably not useful to just individuals walking around. Nevertheless, it creates a hostile atmosphere. Having spikes jutting out of the ground is part of nuclear semiotics to tell you that a place is cursed.
Are you worried about your own workers?
I'm worried about my workers hiring a militia to kill me, yeah.
No, well, why? How could you make them like you? What could you do?
Well, I also need to not tank the company immediately by making decisions which spook the stock market, right?
What do you reckon you could get away with?
So everything needs to be done stealthily. Everything needs to be back-channeled. I'm probably going to I'm going to give myself a massive bonus, increase my personal profits, and then back-channel it to the workers.
Okay, so you look like a ruthless, greedy businessman to keep the shareholders happy, but you're still... But you can't go full co-op instantly. You're not going to go full co-op.
Well, here's my big brain, right?
Spook the markets.
If there's going to be a revolution, a workers' revolution, it can't be done by the CEOs, right? The idea of being like, oh, it's communism now. Oh, who did that? Oh, just the CEO, Sean Morley. Yeah, just decided. Ugh, gross. What a gross new world.
No one will believe you either.
Exactly.
If you put out an email saying we're socialists now, I don't think they'll believe you.
Nothing will change.
They think it was a joke.
Exactly.
They've probably been briefed on who you are. They're like, oh, this Sean Morley guy's inheriting the company. Who's that? They've probably looked online, and one of the things they'll figure out quickly is this guy does pranks.
Oh, have you seen his latest prank? The top floor's covered in wooden spikes.
Exactly. You wouldn't be trusted. If you put out an email saying...
He's trying to be Mr. Beast.
This company is socialised now. You all democratically control it.
Yeah.
People would blank the email.
Okay, I've got it. Because, right, and this is crucial, I don't want to come out of this dead as well.
Yes, you are very worried about that.
I don't want to be personally killed. Yeah, I am, yeah.
Well, I also think there's a lot more people who can kill you you've not thought about. I know you're already worried about this, but I think if you tried to create some sort of socialist company, I think you'd be less worried about the union and more like the CIA be coming for you.
Which is why I'm not, right?
Yes.
Public face, I'm a normal lunatic.
Yes. You have to be
run-of-the-mill, white
normal,
bread
ogre.
psychopath.
Yeah.
Ogre, that's it.
Business ogre.
I'm a fanatic and I'm paranoid. So in that respect, I fit right into the class status I've inherited. So it all has to be back channels, right? We need to turn the company into a kind of a Roboros, whereas it's behaving normally to siphon more profits, but those profits sneakily go right back down to the bottom and then go back up. We need a convection current.
But what if the union, I mean, what kind of demands might the union be able to make more effectively if they've got more money? How will that help?
Exactly. But then I'm not making the company more socialist. I've been defeated by an impossible situation. And I can just say it's just the way the flipping world is. These flipping workers, they're doing this and that. I can shore up all the top executives and be like, they're coming for us. The workers are coming for us. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I build up their fear, make the workers seem more scary. Makes more sense when I capitulate to their demands.
A lot of people at the top of companies aren't actually scared of being killed. And I think if they were scared of being killed by the workers, it might change their behaviour. So I think if you start acting really scared, for example, building feudal horse defences around your office, I think that if you could do that convincingly, and I think it's not even acting because you are scared, right?
I'm also legit because I'm playing with fire here.
Yeah,
I'm giving people who hate me really big weapons.
Yeah.
And just because I've done the spikes thing, they're for horses, right? They're for horses.
Unlikely to be up a skyscraper.
I'm going to give the union a full war cavalry, like a Mongolian horse army.
Which union is this? Is there one union for the whole company? So like the oil person's in the same union as the Badger News?
Oh, because I own a bunch of different companies.
Yeah, it's a multinational conglomerate.
What I'd like, right, because I want what I'm doing to affect other companies. There's no point socialising one corporation. So I think it's sort of a split thing. One is a union for people who work in Morlcorp. It's Morlcorp United. So it's everyone who works under this umbrella. And then I'm also siphoning off into a general national workers union. And so a lot of my contributions kind of go in a mixed spread. And I'm giving them a full horse army each.
Wow, okay. Why?
As part of this campaign, right? And then I meet all the executives and I go, someone's giving them fucking horses. Everyone needs spikes. Everyone needs spikes. They are going to come for you. And I hate to do this because I love profit and I love personal greed. But we're going to have to capitulate soon. If I hear any hooves, that's why coconuts are banned up on the top floors. If I hear anything, can't play Tears of the Wild, whatever it's called. If I hear anything that sounds like a hoof, they're getting paternity leave.
What else could you do? You control a lot of things. Are you leaving the media companies as are for the time being?
Yes, of course. Of course. Because I want to make the unions are scary, right? The unions are powerful. I say to the head of Badger News, listen, these unions are a real problem and you're not covering it. You need to put out stuff about how scary they are.
Right, okay.
How effective they are, how they're going to ruin all the companies and no one's going to make any profit anymore. It's going to ruin Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny's gone. And in fact, I want you to do, I want you to mock up a gravestone that says Manifest Destiny / having a laugh, saying whatever you like. And I want you to have that in the newsroom, right? That's what the unions are doing. And then they will accidentally create propaganda for the unions because people who didn't think that joining a union was effective or useful will be like, fucking hell, everyone's scared of these guys. I've heard they've got a Mongolian horse army. Everyone's covering their offices in spikes. But the workers never have to, right? Everyone who grows little tiny fir trees that you can turn into spikes, they're booming. And the workers don't have to pay this surcharge on spikeifying your office because you know that the nighttime horse riders aren't coming.
How do you think the various states in the world will react to this? Do you think they'll just let these horses, this proletarian cavalry build up?
Import-export on horses is going to be raised. I think the EU will probably do something about that, moving too many horses around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're going to be worried, well, at some point someone's going to let all these horses loose and then that's going to affect the farming. There's a lot of agricultural workers here. So the EU's always thinking that way. Because you let a horse loose in Poland, that horse could be in Spain by the end of the day. If it's fast.
If it's extremely fast. If it can fly.
Well, you never know. Oh,
Pegasus.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those, please.
You could probably bioengineer one of them somehow. But
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That might not be quick.
I'd also have to hollow out the horse's bones, which probably sounds a bit brutal.
It'll be too heavy. What else are you worried about?
I'm going to give the union a tank and ask for a meeting with it.
I'm going to give the union a tank! How are you going to buy a tank off the books?
I'm in the tank. It's a...
This is Batman again. Batman's got
a Trojan tank. It's a
The
Trojan tank.
Morley.
I'm in the tank in a hood
Right.
and a voice changer. I sound like...
And what are you attacking?
No. I'm just giving them the tank. I'm giving
Right.
them the tank.
Okay.
There's one tank, but it's massive.
And what are they going to use a tank for?
All optics. This is all psychological warfare. The moment they're driving around in a tank, everyone's got to give paternity leave.
This definitely feels like a better idea than building the community centres from Plan A.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm in the tank. And the moment someone gets in the tank, they're like, oh, fuck, there's someone in it in a hood. And I say it through a voice changer. You can't see my face.
Right.
I say, you got to use this tank just to build community centres, okay? I've put a bomb on the tank. And if you don't build 5 community centres by the end of February,
This is it.
no more tank, okay?
See, the racist guy from Badger News would have hated running the childcare before.
Yeah.
But now if there's a tank pointed at him,
Yeah.
game changer.
At some point, the tank has to go, right? You have this idea there's a very
Yes.
powerful state while there is a lot of change. And at the end, that state will kind of wither away somehow. The tank will just wither away.
And
over
how's
time.
that how are we going to guarantee that?
We're in what we call a transitionary market.
Yes.
At this point, it's a tank-based
Right.
economy. But the idea is, once the tank's done its job, the tank just withers away in sort of a stateless law of mutual aid. So for that reason, the tank is...
How does that happen? What makes that happen?
The tank's made of wood and
it
vines
rots.
and leaves and stuff.
It's a
Yeah,
shed.
so
I feel like
yeah,
if the
but
goal is to make the tank scary, a wooden tank takes the edge off.
well, the chassis looks legit. You know, if you
Right.
smack it, it's got some reinforced but special biodegradable alloys. You know,
So it looks like a regular tank, but it's secretly
acts
made
like
of
a regular
cardboard or
tank.
whatever,
Yeah. And it's fueled by like piss and shit off the toilets and stuff.
stinks.
It's like a green tank. Yeah,
Bio-tank.
It's all mossy on the inside. It's actually gorgeous.
Moss is quite comfortable.
Yeah, do you just sit in like
I
loads
like
of
to sit
moss?
on
It
a
feels
mossy
great.
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So this one will wither away because it's made of dirt.
What about the cavalry?
How long do horses live? Oh, they could breed them.
Shit!
Oh, yeah, that's a problem the tank doesn't have.
You could snip them all before you distribute them.
I don't want to be the sole licensee of horses, you know? Just giving people all these sterile horses feels a bit off. Whereas giving
It
people
feels
kind
off,
of moss
I'll give you
tank
that.
feels nice, feels cool, feels socialist. And I just advanced this policy. I'm back channeling profits to the union. And while also I'm just slowly capitulating as little as I can, as little as I seemingly can, while saving face. And I'm briefing executives and media companies to scarify the union, who's not done anything. They haven't hurt anyone. They just look really scary.
They just look really scary and you're pumping them up as scary. Do you think this could have any, bad problems? For example, like if you are really hyping up the unions as scary, might the people who watch your news outlets start getting violent towards the union activists? Like actually violent?
Yeah, that would be happening. Yeah, the far right would be galvanized because they always believe in that there's going to be a big war.
Yeah.
And they believe at one point some massive confrontation of class interest, often races, but it doesn't really play out that way because I imagine that the union is going to be quite a diverse block of people because it comprises the entire working class.
Someone could do a Vanderloob as well. Someone could get the Moss tank and do a whatever Reichstag fire 2023 that the right will then co-opt into a horrible repressive operation. And also your competitors in your various markets could try and, not be as afraid of the unions and then outcompete you by keeping wages low and not giving people paternity leave or whatever it was you were saying.
Oh, yeah, right, because the threat of violence doesn't work if months and months go by and no one's seen any violence. They've just seen a tank made of moss.
Yeah, and the
A
other
few people on
companies,
horseback.
the
And
other
the other companies are
companies
like,
could be-
we're not changing our behaviour
We're being
at
big
all
brave.
because we don't think you're going to do anything.
they'll beat you in the market because they're paying.
What if
they're
I
treating
fake
their
my own
workers
death?
for
What
those.
if I fake my own death? And I
What if you fake your own death? What, like to make the? To
yeah,
make
because
the
everyone's like, oh, they won't do anything. They won't do anything.
So you're
What
going to
if
get
I
shot by the Moss tank?
I am, I'm going to make a full plaster mold of my body, but if I've been stamped on by a horse, and then I'm going to spear that on the end of one of those spikes, the wooden spikes outside my office. And then I'm going to send an email going around saying, look what's happened.
You're going to send an email around.
Yeah, look what's happened. Now we're also going to roll out maternity leave.
Maternity leave comes in after paternity leave.
I've been very stressed.
Yeah. Stressed and confused. Okay, so you've faked your death, Sean, and this has caused shockwaves across the world. People are truly afraid of the union now. The unions are emboldened.
Smashed it.
And they've started seizing shit. They've gone up the tower. Do you know what? They've got to the spikes and they've just walked past them.
Yeah, because they can get off the horses.
Because they're not on there. They're actually not even taking the horses into the skyscraper, I'll be honest.
Yeah, because of the lift.
Yeah. If you had your flying horse, maybe, but
yeah, that's in Spain.
You're rallying up. I think because you faked your death, you could probably join them, right?
Yeah, I'm just popping. Probably got my hood on. I'm a voice changer. Yeah, and they know that guy from before, right? That guy gave them the tank, so they trust him, whoever that is.
Guy.
Yeah. Our tank guy's here.
How does your voice sound? How does your voice sound in the voice changer?
So if I'd say normally, I'd say hello, but through the voice changer, I go hello. Hello. What's all this?
I think you kind of actually you've accidentally. We're back at Batman here. You've become a Brummy masked vigilante again.
Is that Brumming? Hello.
What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, do it again. What is that?
Hello.
Hello. I think it might be Derbyshire.
Hello. We storming building.
I think it's Derbyshire, Yorkshire.
Yeah.
It's right in the middle of them two.
Either way, I sound like a real guy.
Yeah.
They're like, this is one of us. Hello.
Mall man. Where you going? Where you headed?
Well, I think that what we're doing now, all out war. So
it seems to be. Yeah. Season
it's time to witness history. I'm going to witness history from both sides.
Right.
And then Morlcorp will be owned by the workers. It won't be some drastic temporary decisions being earned through
grassroots
solidarity
struggle.
Works, but also
forces.
Because it isn't like a flash change. Everyone's prepared for it. It feels legitimized by being scarified in the news cycle.
Yeah.
It might have acceptance,
Okay.
I've played a blinder.
You ascend into the top floor, the big office, your former office.
Yeah.
And you go in.
And the workers take it.
You kick open the door and you say, what's your catchphrase you've been saying with your voice changer?
Hello.
And behind the desks, someone says hello back.
Huh? Who's that?
Because when you died, your mum has inherited Morlcorp.
My mum's sound. She'll step aside probably. I'm saying to all the guys, she's probably sound. Just saying to the guys, the weapons down, she's sound. Yeah. That's my mum.
Okay, you turn to look at the workers behind you, and despite your insistence that your mum is sound, the workers are rattled. They know that the former CEO of Morlcorp was not nice and scared of them.
Who was
and
nice?
They need to make the new CEO scared.
Okay, I'm ripping off my mask. I'm showing I'm Morl. I'm arms out. I'm making the big T. I'm T-posing in front of my mum.
You both get trampled to death by horses.
We need more spikes.
Mandatory Redistribution Party was created and produced by Sean Morley and Jack Lewis Evans. Our title theme was created by Ella Jean. The music in this week's Explainer was composed by Antonin Dvorak, whose work I have insulted by messing about with synthesizers and stuff. Thank you for listening to Mandos, and a very special thank you to those of you who support our work by sharing this episode on social media or supporting us at patreon.com/Mandatory Redistribution Party, where you can find little bonus bits. We're going to take a little Mandos hiatus over summer, but we'll be back. Hope you're doing okay. Farewell, friends.